Welcome to Mile High Reefers. I'm Scott Anderson, and today we'll do the update on the 210. We'll do a little 24-gallon stuff today, but it's just a hodgepodge of an episode. So to begin with, I'm coming off of a 3-day work weekend. I have found a few problems with the tank. A couple things went wrong over the weekend. So let's start by addressing those. First off, my glass got dirty, so I started cleaning the glass this morning, and while doing so, I knocked one of the hammers off with the magnet. I've temporarily set it up here, and my wave maker has stopped working. So this gyre, I've replaced the grommets in it a week or two ago, maybe a month at this point, and it stopped working over the weekend. So we're gonna pull it apart, put new grommets in. One is just replaced a month ago, so that's super disappointing. Here's that hammer I broke off, and my problem is just growth. I know it's not really a problem, but everything's growing out too far, so this grew too close to the glass. I couldn't get the magnet by, and that's why it broke off. So I just cut about ½ an inch off from the base, and that'll buy me a little time. I can only go a little bit, because if I go too much, the goldish hammer above it will shadow it. So I've got to just kind of staircase all this stuff on the way down. So it's just a bit of a challenge managing the growth at times. I got the hammer glued on. Gluing a hammer like this is just a pain because I've got coral right above it. I don't want to knock stuff off because then we're talking about something closer to a rescape, and I really didn't want to do that. So I got this glued on, used a little accelerant. Took a couple of attempts, but it looks perfect. Sorry about the autofocus. Yeah, it's morning. I don't really have lighting. Another great development is my Lobophytum leather has finally detached from this back rock. I'm filming it in the dark because I'm gonna move it before the lights come on. This is really cool because this coral's been stuck here for a long time. I haven't been able to move it, and now I can. All right, I just took this pump apart. I shot video of it, but like an idiot, I didn't turn the microphone on the camera, so we missed all of that. But yeah, I've got 2 weak grommets. One is torn. The other one I think is weak. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Obviously, the one that's torn, it's old. The new one's real disappointing. Like, I don't know if it's an old one I had or what, but yeah, this one's never been in vinegar. I think this one was brand new, so I don't know why it got weak and soft so early. So I really need to find more of these grommets. They're becoming quite the pain in the butt. I've got one left, and I got a pump downstairs I need to address, and I am out of grommets. Come on, Ice Cap, get me some grommets. Please, give me some. I'll give you my address. Just ship them to me. I'll pay. And here's the new pump installed. The bushings look like they're working. We've got decent water flow coming off of it. This is what I did last time too, so hopefully these bushings hold up. We'll find out. Today's a busy day. It's my first day off since a long work weekend, and the tank needs some help. So normally I would schedule tank maintenance for a day, but it's 2020, which means I get to be a school teacher now. It's about 8 a.m. I'm waiting for the lights to come on. So I'm gonna stop doing aquarium work for a little while and go be a teacher. Oh yeah, I'm not qualified to be a 5th grade teacher. I am so unprepared for this, but it's 2020. It is what it is. At 3 o'clock today, I've also got a guy coming by to bring some coral over. So that also has to happen. I'd really like the tank looking good before he gets here. We'll see how things go.
Hey Dad, this question isn't making any sense to me. Can you help me?
Sure. Okay, so it's asking for fractions. Let's just convert to decimals and get this done. It'll be so much easier as decimals.
Well, they want us to do it as a fraction.
Crap. Okay. Well, I haven't done this in 30 years. We're taking a break from school, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a water change on the 24-gallon Nano. Thanks, Panasonic autofocus. Great work. Water change is done. I just dumped 5 gallons of water in, meant to film it, but I forgot to hit the button. Yeah, trying to do too much at once just isn't working out for me. Downstairs, frag tanks are looking a little bit rough. If you'll remember, when I fragged that huge leather, I had an algae explosion down here. Well, this is kind of where we're at on the one tank. I haven't really done anything to this other than let stuff grow. I did cover this tank so we could kill the algae. This is 2 or 3 weeks in and there's still algae on the bottom of the tank. I need to scrub it out, I need to suck it out, but I can't do that because I need to buy salt. The tank below has just a little bit of algae on the side. It's really not too bad. And this thing's just full of big leathers and huge money colonies. It's just random, overgrown stuff. And of course, down below, the sump is just fine. I did dose ChemiClean because I was dealing with a small cyano outbreak the other day. So I'm working on getting my protein skimmer back under control. And I hate to say it, the old calcium reactor, it's just not keeping up these days. It needs replaced, and over the weekend, I ran out of carbon dioxide, so I need to run to the store and buy more carbon dioxide. So I guess the long and the short of it is, I need to spend some money and order some stuff. Dude's on his way over, so I thought now's a good time to take a look at the tank. And I say dude just because I'm a huge, big Lebowski fan. So as you saw, downstairs, things aren't quite as nice as they could be. And really, that's because it's in my spare room and I just don't see it. So if something happens down there, it just doesn't get addressed like upstairs. Like if something happens upstairs, it gets addressed right away. The fish are doing extremely well. Majority of them are fat and healthy. That yellow tank, he's still a little scrawny and thin, but you know, honestly, given everything he's going through, he looks pretty darn good. And everything else is just doing so good. I love the way this tank looks, and right now is my favorite part of the day to view it. It's a bit of a toss-up between right now when the metal halides are on, the T5s are on, the LEDs are on, and I got the full light doing its full thing, and it's about my favorite spectrum. Though I will be trying something new here in a bit. Between this and evening when the full purples are on, it's a hard call. But right now, it just looks so full and vibrant. And I love the fact that the colors change throughout the day. The big green bubble still isn't as open as much as I'd like to see, but he looks healthy again, which is huge. He gets about twice this big, but this is still only about a quarter as big as he used to get. So we're not doing anything major like fragging leathers until this guy is back to his former glory. And speaking of those leathers, with the way I've moved things around, it's not a huge deal at the moment. The big leather is just stuck back here, that lobophytum that just came off. And this guy, while he still goes out to the glass, he still looks pretty good. So it's not an emergency that I get on this, but it's gonna have to happen soon. But right now, it looks amazing. It's full, it's awesome. I love this look. It's just long-term, it's gonna overgrow and cause me problems. One of the most underrated corals in this hobby has gotta be this fox coral. It's huge, it's big, it's beautiful, and it's been incredibly easy to take care of. It's really never given me any problems since it's been in here. My brains continue to do really well. This guy's looking so much better than when I dropped him and when he was having problems from the low light. After I fragged everything, it's really colored up nicely. It's looking good, so we'll get this dead part of the skeleton to regrow that had died off because it was shadowed too much. But really, as it sits right now, it looks great. I've moved my branching fobia up here. The only thing I don't like about it is it's just hard to see and hard to shoot there. But it's super healthy. It's doing great right there. The other brains are doing fantastic. They look great. I love brains. They don't do a lot. They grow slow. They're just pretty. You can just sit them someplace and not worry about them. And of course, this giant candy cane is amazing. If you grow a candy cane and you continuously frag it, just try stopping fragging it for a while and let it grow. They are spectacular as large colonies. My Euphilia garden's looking spectacular. It's full, it's filled in, color's starting to look really good. This formerly gold hammer is coming back to gold. Right now it's kind of this burgundy color with the light yellow. Even as it sits, it's a beautiful coral, but we're hopefully gonna get more color out of it. That guy's been a big struggle for a while. This is that one that fell off, so he's a little upset. I've got some frog spawn back here that looks real close to Yaya mensis. There's more of the same colony down here. I don't actually think it's Yaya, but it's a gorgeous frog spawn. Yeah, it's all just doing great. And of course the gold is doing really good. This guy's got 3 heads on him now. On the top, 3 over here, 2 over here. This top one is nearly ready to frag. I'm looking forward to doing that. Don't try to claim heads. People already have those claimed. Up on top, I'm getting to the point where I need to start pulling some mushrooms out of here. Those teals, well, they look beautiful. They got the almost balanced vesicles on them. I got to start pulling some of those out of here. They're growing into my pallies. I like my pallies better, so we're gonna go with that. The Manipura section on top is looking really good. Most of the manis are looking super healthy, growing well, and doing great. All except for one exception. And that's my slow burn Manipura. This one's always been a little bit touchy. I've never seen it do exactly this before, but I have seen it kind of bleach out. I was getting a little damage right up by where the Cherry Garcia chalice is. My theory is all of the white we're seeing is actually caused by sweeper tentacles from Cherry Garcia. I'm not seeing any other problems from any other corals in here, so I really think it's sweepers that are doing this. Now I gotta debate, do I move him? Do I move the Cherry Garcia? Do I just let it ride and if something happens, get some more slow burn? Who knows? But I gotta make some decisions. The entire tank is looking spectacular. Now to keep it this way, I need to address some stuff in the basement, but really the stuff upstairs, it's perfect. I love the way this tank is looking. I've got 1 coral that's unhappy. 1, that's it. I'm happy about that. So Will just came over and dropped off some fish and coral and snails. So we got some snails. And let's see. Nice big toadstool. He looks pretty sweet. Nice big fat green one. Let's see what we got here. We got a frog spawn, looks purple tippy. Looks pretty awesome. Let's see. Little single-headed acan. We'll have to get him cleaned up. Looks like there could be a little algae there. Nothing too bad though. And a Ghani. So we'll get these guys acclimated, taken care of. For fish, we got a little Watchman goby and a Mesbar ocellaris. These guys are gonna end up in QT. So we'll give these guys 10 days in QT. Once they're good, we'll put them in one of the different tanks. I'm currently dipping my coral and giving them a bit of an acclimation. I'm using Revive by Two Little Fishies. It's one of Julian's products. I absolutely love it. It's good stuff. I like it. It's what I use. Now, I dip every coral that comes in. As far as acclimation goes, I'm really not too worried about it. Acclimation for corals for me has really not proven to be that big of a deal. I have literally not acclimated thousands of corals and had them be just fine. So I'm not too worried about the acclimation with corals. Fish and invertebrates are a different matter. So the fish and invertebrates have both been out of the water for a short period of time, but they really do suffer from the stress of not acclimating more. So the snails, even though they've only been in the bag for 3 hours or so, they're getting a full acclimation. The fish, they're getting a full acclimation. The coral, I'm not so worried about with the acclimation, but definitely the dip is important to me. Overall, we had a pretty good day. Will came by, gave me some coral and some fish and some snails, so all of those are acclimated and in the tank and dipped and everything's done. We'll see those on another episode. I've ordered parts from both Reef Supply to start getting some stuff downstairs, so that'll be coming up. And the tank's looking great. Tank's looking clean, pumps are fixed. You know, it was a good day. So So thanks for watching this episode of Mile High Reefers. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you like what I do, consider following my other channel, AutoElysium. It's about basically everything that's non-reefing related that I do in my life. So right now I'm doing a lot of vintage camera stuff, vintage car stuff. Who knows what I'll throw on there? So if you're interested, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mile High Reefers.